It was a seemingly normal Saturday morning here in Lake Macquarie. Everyone was waking up to a beautiful day, except for one young man in his late 30s. He was waking up with his headspace in a bad place. This young gentleman's known to deal with neurological and mental health issues all his life, and known to the system, the mental health system, if there is one. So he'd been in a bad place. He had some of his medication, and wait to see if that does the job for him. By 12 noon lunchtime, he hasn't improved. So he informed his carer that he needs some help. So as per the requests by mental health teams, his carer proceeded to call the mental health helpline here in Newcastle, New South Wales. 2:30 that afternoon, the carer rang me to tell me that she's still trying to ring the mental health line and there is no answer. And the young gentleman is getting real bad. So this is where I come right into it. So I go to the house. The young gentleman's physically fine. He is mentally broken and screaming for help. The carer is still trying to get through to the helpline. It either just rang and rang and rang, or it rang out. There was no message bank, there was nothing. 2:45, I decided to ring the MATA health unit, mental health unit, direct. To which a nurse answered the phone near immediately. I explained the situation, and this young gentleman is known to the mental health unit at the MATA, has had several visits there before when he's in a struggle. And this is where it got interesting for me, and this is why I'm doing this video. We hit a brick wall. I said to the nurse, I would like to bring this young gentleman up into what they call PEC, which is the waiting room for the mental health unit, to wait to be seen as he is asking for help. I was told that was impossible. Protocol doesn't allow for that to happen. So I asked, what is the protocol for someone having a mental health issue to get help? We all hear it ain't weak to speak. We all get told if you struggle, put the call out for help. And what do you do when lifeline and phone calls aren't enough and you need professional help, like this gentleman knew he did? He's seeking professional help. The protocol is you either ring 000 for a mental health issue, or you go to the emergency department of a hospital and wait to be triaged by a nurse. So I asked the nurse, is there any way I can bring him straight to PEC? I'm a senior advanced first aider. This gentleman is physically well. He is sort of calm considering his mental state. There's no need to tie up 000, call an ambulance. And for those that aren't aware, every time there's a mental health issue called a 000, then police are also called out. So there's a police unit and an ambulance unit tied up. Or we go to emergency and sit for hours in the general public emergency department of a hospital, waiting for a physically fit man to be assessed by a nurse before he can get taken to a mental health unit. Now, I'm not sure if any of you out there are aware of the situation, but when someone's having a mental health breakdown, I think one of the last things they want to do is sit in a room and wait for hours with strangers around. It's not a very good situation. So I explained to her that I'm a senior first aider, advanced, have been for many years. He is physically well, he is having a mental health breakdown, he is known to your system, his name is on your records. Can I just, instead of tying up emergency departments and instead of tying up police and OOO, can I bring him up there myself? And again, I was told no. They put me through to the manager and I explained the situation again, to which I was told again, no, I must follow protocol. Okay, got off the phone, I spoke to the young gentleman, I told him the situation. He said to me, ring OOO. He knew he couldn't handle sitting in an emergency department for hours. His only other option was either to wait it out and see how his medication went, you'd be right, or ring OOO, because he knew he couldn't handle sitting in an emergency. So we rang OOO for him. OOO was very nice on the phone. Protocol is usually for a mental health unit call is to send police. I explained to him who I was, qualifications I hold, and that there's no need to tie up police resources. For this situation, it's merely a transport. Within 15 minutes, an ambulance was there. No police. The ambulance officers were brilliant. Had a nice conversation with the young gentleman. The young gentleman told them that the Mater Health Unit, one of his visits there, he had a very unpleasant evening when a nurse gave him some unscripted medication, to which his body shut down on him for 12 hours to the point of having to have a catheter, heart monitors. He was in a pretty bad state, and as a result he's scarred. Now, for a mental health patient to be scarred from going to a mental health unit, it's pretty scary. The ambulance officers were brilliant and understanding again and said, well, take you to Wyong. They got a mental health unit in Wyong on the Central Coast. So the young gentleman's, yes, great. So at 6:30 p.m, mind you, he woke up at 9 o'clock having this episode. 6:30 p.m, he was transported by ambulance to Wyong Mental Health Unit. At 10 p.m, we got a call to say that the mental health unit had kicked him out and he is banned from the premises, not even allowed into emergency. You heard me right. A mental health patient screaming for mental help got kicked out of the mental health unit because while he was in there, he had a small episode and knocked over a bottle of water. Got a bit aggravated, to which 5 security officers escorted him out. Now, the carer was on the phone to the doctor, explained to him, who's going to look after this gentleman that's been having a mental health episode for the entire day. Has a t-shirt, a pair of shorts, no shoes or thongs, no money, no phone, 10 o'clock at night, no food, no medication. And it was raining, and a mental health unit kicked him out the street. Once the carer spoke to the doctor and told them that they'd be responsible, we didn't know, but they sent a security guard out to observe and monitor the young gentleman until someone could arrive. Now, I got the phone call 10 o'clock. It took an hour to get to the carer, pick up the carer, then go down. find this young gentleman. Remember, he's in his late 30s. So 11 p.m. that night, we picked him up. And on the drive home, I explained to him, well, now we know the protocol. You either go home and go to bed and see how you go, mate, or we ring an ambulance again. Again, he knew he needed help. Straight away, ring an ambulance. We rang an ambulance. As soon as we got back to his house. About an hour later, the ambulance turned up with police. No need for the police, but anyway, protocol. To which they took him up to the MARTA mental health unit. And I found out off the carer that 9 a.m. the next day, he was admitted to the MARTA mental health unit. And there's a catch. He was put into the drug abuse mental health unit, even though he does not use drugs, doesn't even drink alcohol, due to the fact that there was no beds and lack of staff. I later found out that the multi-million-dollar beautiful Wyong mental health unit and hospital itself, part of the reason why he was kicked out of there wasn't just because of his anger episode, but because they have no beds or staff. So 9 o'clock the next day, he gets admitted to a drug abuse ward. We are 1 week down the track, and he has been admitted into the intensive unit, where they are now reviewing his medication, etc. So, my friends, there's the facts of one gentleman seeking help for mental health. It took 7 days to get the actual help that he needs, and now he's going through that process. So he hasn't been helped as yet, but he's in the process now. Luckily, nothing bad happens. You wonder why bad things happen. Because I think we have a broken system. For one, we have lifelines, we have phone calls, we have mates. We have our own public system where everyone helps each other, and we can make a phone call, we can go for a coffee, we can have a visit, we can go for a beer. Yeah, like I said, we've got lifelines and whatnot that you can ring. The Black Dog Institute, they're all doing their best through mainly public funding. So we're all doing our best to help the situation. But then at the end of the day, when you come down to the actual professional system, I've had a lot of issues in the past, and I got told, you need to seek professional help, Benny. You need to see a professional, Benny. And they wonder why I don't. I believe there is no system. I believe the professionals are being very unprofessional. I think the system is extremely broken, surrounded by a lot of greed and laziness. That's just my perception. I've been dealing with this patient and others all their life. I've seen how it works. There is nowhere, and I asked the MARTA this, I asked the boss of the MARTA this, and I asked Wyong this. There is nowhere for you to just walk in to seek professional help for a mental health issue in New South Wales. Nowhere. You can make a phone call at the drop of a hat, but what if that's not enough? You can go and see a mate or go to the pub. What if they're busy? What if you don't feel like a beer? What if, So you're in this gentleman's position where he's seeking help and he knows he wants help. The professional help just wasn't there when he needed it. We're very lucky that this was one very patient man that understood the way he's thinking. Because let's be honest, we could have been going to a funeral, not to visit him in a mental health unit. I've been to a few mates' funerals in the past due to mental health, where they checked themselves out of this crazy place. A lot of people ask why. Why didn't they seek help? Now I've seen, maybe they did. Maybe it seemed like the professional help didn't give a fuck. If you're struggling with mental health, please still seek professional help. Took a week, persistence. If you've experienced a bad mental health system, please comment below if you'd like to make other people aware of the issues you've had. Share it far and wide. We the people understand what's going on, we the people don't like it. It seems the professional system isn't such a professional system like we thought. They got the funding, we don't get the help. Look after yourselves, look after each other. And don't forget, say g'day to a bloody stranger, yeah? Just saying g'day, you don't know what it's capable of for that person that you're saying g'day to. And it just might be your next best friend. Catch you later, people.